Alright, this is take 2 of this whole entire video. I talked too much last time. So I guess I'll jump right into it. So I'm back. This is the Del Sol, as many of you know, because that's kind of what my channel's about. Also behind the Del Sol, you can kind of see the front A-pillar. I'll twist the camera a little bit. But back there, maybe, let's zoom. Back there. That's my new daily / off-road build, and none of you guys have really seen that since I have uploaded, because let's face it, it's been almost a year since I've made a YouTube video, and that's kind of sad. But I guess let's dive right into it. So the Del Sol is running and driving-ish. It's not super ready to be actually driven on the roads. I drove it around the neighborhood, or around my neighborhood last weekend, to just kind of go over everything and make sure it's going well, and it needs a couple other things to be, I guess, road safe. And I say safe with quotes because, well, I don't know how road safe it'll be. It needs a timing belt cover. That's a big thing because I don't want any rocks getting up in the timing area, because that would not be fun, especially since that's an interference motor. It also needs to have its brakes done, and I've done the brakes on this thing before. By that I mean I've done like bleeding the brakes, I've cleaned all the calipers out and stuff, and it's just, they stay engaged. I've replaced the booster, so now I'm just gonna go through and do that brake upgrade I've been wanting to do. And that's basically swap CRV calipers on Integra spindles, which are Integra or Civic EX/SI spindles, which are pretty much the same size. They just have a different, they have bigger brakes, so they'll be able to mount the CRV calipers. And then I'm going to be doing EP3 calipers in the rear. I think that's what the setup is. And that's just kind of the budget big brake kit for 90s Hondas. And I've been wanting to do that for a while, just to kind of fill that gap in between the brakes and the wheel, because I run 16s on that, and the brake looks really dinky in there, especially since it's like a 9.5 inch brake. So that's kind of the big thing. I'm going to be doing all the stuff for that, and probably upgrading my brake lines, all that stuff, just because I'd like to get it done and over with, and also have the niceness of a big brake kit on that. Now, to dive into the motor, what I've done on that, because I haven't really documented that. I mean, I've documented it, but it's been documented poorly. I have random clips from random periods of like random months over a random time frame. That was a lot of randomness, but so I don't think I'm really going to be doing like a time lapse of that build, just because I was really horrible at filming what was going on, so it just kind of be jumbled together and wouldn't make much sense. So to dive right into what I've done on that, it's a B18B1 swap. It's I picked up the block and the head from a junkyard. I ended up getting a different head because the other head is up there and has a shit ton of strip bolts, which I'm gonna deal with later on, but not right now. So it's got a P75 OBD2 head, which isn't much of a difference. There might be some differences, I'm not really sure, but it's a B18B1 block P75 head. It's got P73-00 Integra Type R Nippon Racing pistons that are 81.5 millimeter, just because I wanted to bore out the block, make sure it's all clean. Stock rods, stock crank, just clean, and fresh bearings. It's got a brand new oil pump and just a bunch of brand new OEM parts. As for exhaust, right now I've just got a 1320 unequal length header on that, and it sounds really awesome. I'm sure you heard in the starting clip, and I'm really happy with that sounds, even though it's kind of expensive. I've got a eBay Whale Dog intake, that is what they're called. For fuel modifications, I got an AEM high flow fuel rail and fuel pressure regulator, along with a fuel filter and a AEM 340 liter per hour fuel pump. And then I've got RC550cc injectors that I actually bought from Christian at Honda Vlogs. Thank you, Christian, for those. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at with the motor build. I don't know if I'm going to add too much. I might add like a bigger throttle body and intake further down the line, but that's pretty much where I'm at with the whole setup, and I'm going to just kind of enjoy it where it is. For the ECU, it's a P75 OBD1 ECU. It's got, I shipped in a Hondata S300 with my dad. And that's super nice. I got a base map on it right now. I bought that from HA Motorsport, or HA Motorsports, and they sent me that tune within a day, or the following day, and it was like 30 bucks to buy, and it runs really smoothly on my motor. It's also got launch control and stuff set up in that. It's got a shift light, all that stuff, so super nice tune for not that much. But yeah, so that's kind of where the car is at. I plan on making that video on the brake upgrade pretty soon. I've kind of seen a lot of information splayed about, and it's a little hard to follow, so hopefully I can make a decent video on that. I'm going to try. I can't promise anything because I am a little bit new to YouTube, and I do struggle with this sometimes, but I will do my best. And then behind this, as I said, that's my Nissan Xterra. With that build, I just kind of bought it for doing some off-road stuff. That's just a build I've been slowly progressing. It's got some Yokohama Geolandar mud terrain tires, 32 inches, which are really nice tires. I really like those. I've already done a big trip on those. I did Mojave Trail, if any of you off-road guys know that, and then Valley of the Gods in Utah. Camped at the Grand Canyon, all that stuff over spring break. It was super awesome, and the tires were great. Also on that, I've just done some simple stuff, just like making room for those bigger tires. I did some trim refresh, and I also did like aftermarket bump stops, so I have a little bit more flexibility in off-roading. And then it's just kind of general service on that, so not too much big stuff, but I do have some plans for that. But obviously the Del Sol takes priority because this is the first time it's been running in almost 2 years, and that's also kind of sad. So that's taking priority because I am almost finished with that. It's just those brakes, that alignment, and a couple other things to just clean up some things on it. But yeah, so that's approaching the end of this kind of setup on it, which is kind of weird because, you know, I just want to drive it for a while before I make any other decisions, and I hope this motor lasts. Otherwise I might do another swap, but this time around, if this motor does not last and I end up doing another swap, I'm just not gonna mess with the inside of the motor at all. I'm just going to find one that's in good shape, probably a JDM motor. But I'm not sure what I would do because I really like, I've wanted to do B-Series for a while now, and I want to drive that. And if I really like it, then I might switch to a VTEC B-Series, maybe a K. I don't know if I can afford that, but that would be cool. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with the channel. I'm not going to go on too many tangents because that's what I did last time, and it made the video like 20 minutes. So this is just approaching 10 minutes, so it's getting a little long, but I thought I'd just kind of give you all the updates I can on the channel, and hopefully you'll be seeing some more content from me pretty soon. I'm finishing up my my senior year at high school right now, and once that's kind of over this summer, I'm probably going to be pursuing a little bit more of the YouTube. Hopefully I plan on doing that. So yeah, if you don't see too much content from me, feel free to ask me because I need to stick to it this time. But yeah, so that's kind of where everything's at. I plan on making a brake upgrade video on that pretty soon. I'm hoping I can go to the junkyard sometime later this week and just pick up some CRV calipers. That's kind of where everything's at. I hope this hasn't been too boring, and I hope to see you guys in another video pretty soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you when I see you, I guess.